What's up, guys? We are back. I'm looking at some more MLB plays today over on PrizePicks. Not really sure what's going on with yesterday's entry. We went 1-1. Chase Burns we had yesterday. Not sure if he's getting voted on PrizePicks or not. We'll see what they end up doing with that. Don't really know what's going on with that entry. It might be a refund, might be a loss. We'll see. But I've got 3 plays for you guys in today's video. We have a Sunday MLB slate. Sunday games are usually a little bit weird. They're usually kind of lower scoring with some really weird lineups going on. It just kind of depends. So we'll see how this MLB slate kind of shakes out. But I'm excited. We've been killing it with these types of stacks over in the DubClub. I have a little bit of a mini one going for you guys today in this video. So I got 3 plays for you guys. If you want a third play tomorrow, be sure to leave a like on this video here. If we get to 150 likes, I'll drop a third play for you guys tomorrow also. And while you're done and leaving a like, you may as well subscribe to the channel also. That way you get in before the lines get bumped to get removed. Now let's go ahead and get to these free plays. The last thing is to check out the DubClub if you have not already though. There is a special offer linked in my description for either the next month or a longer term option if you want to get in for the next 3 months. You can see all the different testimonies here from DubClub members who have been in it and just absolutely cashed out. We had this 2 days ago. We cashed like 6 entries in a single day, well 5 entries and then a 2x on a flex here. You see all the different winners that we had here. We cashed out for $3,000 just 2 days ago. So we're looking to kind of run that back today. We had some really nice stacks yesterday that just didn't just kind of shake out. We had a lot of like one leg misses and BS that went on. But this stack strategy has been crushing it. We are looking to cash out again today. As long as we get some good MLB games today with some decent scoring, team scoring at least 5-6 runs, we should be in a pretty good spot to cash out on some of these stacks yet again on today's slate. So if you want to go join the DubClub though, like I said, it's 50% off right now for the first month. Just go down to my description and click on that little banner that you can see right there. Click on claim to get in for 50% off your first month. Just make sure you connect your Discord to DubClub. That way you get access to all my different channels here over in my Discord. That includes, of course, my correlation tab where you can see all those different stacks are posted. You have my community chat to talk to me and other members about plays, whatever's going on, as well as the contributors tab, which can give you plays from guys like Asmies with golf plays, Emo with WNBA, Elo with soccer, Nerdler with esports, and Astronaut Doe posting a little bit of everything. So these guys all do some amazing work. So you get my plays for the MLB, sometimes WNBA, as well as all of their plays here. So go ahead and join us right now with the link in my description and get in with that special discount. And now let's go ahead and get to these free plays. Make sure you play responsibly at your own risk. Leave a like on this video here. Subscribe if you have not already. And let's get to these plays. The first play like on the PrizePicks board for tonight's slate is going to be Geraldo Perdomo. Over 6.5 fantasy score today against the Athletics. I also like him over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs, but he was our one leg miss yesterday. I took him over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He had 1. He was on base 4 times, by the way. He only had 1 hit, run, and RBI. Crazy how that happened. And then you also have here his fantasy score, though, which cleared by a long shot with 18. So it was a very, very brutal miss for us yesterday. Gonna learn the lesson here, take the fantasy score this time over the hits, runs, and RBIs. So you already know he's gonna have an RBI single today, and that's it. But Perdomo, I think, is in a pretty good spot. He's had at least 7 fantasy score in 53% of games this year. But I like the Diamondbacks offense a lot today. And in wins this year, he's been over in 65% of games. On the road, 62%, so a little bit of a decrease there. But now he gets a matchup now against Jack Perkins, who is a righty pitcher and is a newer pitcher. You can see here, though, that he actually has a 2.75 ERA this year, but he has been much worse against lefties with a 3.86 ERA allowed. I like this game a lot here. I like targeting both the Diamondbacks and the A's because that is one of the higher over-unders, as well as the wind and also just being good, and also the minor league stadium that the A's have is where they're playing today. He's a 3.51 on-base average this year, but against the fastball is a 3.68, the slider is a 3.83, and then the cutter is a 4.85. So he actually crushes his top 3 pitches that he throws, leading me to believe that he is in a pretty good spot tonight. So, as long we're going to go with the team stack here. So, of course, I'm going to take another Diamondback here. If you've seen these videos as of late, I love doing these types of team stacks, which is what you're going to see right here. So, I'm going to go with the Diamondback on the over, which is why I'm factoring in, just how the Diamondbacks perform in wins. Because we need the Diamondbacks to put up, probably like a couple of runs today, right? We're needing to score like, probably 4 or 5 runs preferably. And if they do so, you can see just his track record in wins right here. He's over in 65%. Then you also factor in things like the pitching matchup just being so good for him, which is why I like him so much on the over. But like I was saying, I am going to go with another Diamondback on the over here. This being Lourdes Gurriel Jr. over 6.5 hitter fantasy score. He came through for us yesterday in the DubClub with 12 fantasy score. Hope he can do the same thing again here. And this is why I like team stacks so much. Taking guys next to each other in the lineup, especially the 3 and the 4 spot. So Perdomo is expected to bat in the 3rd spot, while Gurriel is expected to bat in the 4th spot. Obviously, this is not guaranteed. There's been times where Gurriel's batting like the fifth spot or whatever, or Perdomo's batted second, but based off the lineup the last two games here, this is what they're kind of projecting. And Gurriel here, I think, is in a pretty good spot. He's been over this line in only 39% of games. However, in wins, that does shoot up to about 53%. And he's also been a little bit better as of late for the most part, going over in 60% of his last 20 games when they win. So like I said, factoring games where the Diamondbacks win, because we're taking two overs from the same team. They just straight up need to score runs here, or they're both going under. And if it goes 2 for 3 on PrizePicks or 0 for 3 on PrizePicks, they pay the same. So why do you care if your entry goes 2 for 3 or 0 for 3 if you're power playing it? You really shouldn't. It pays out 0. But Gurriel here has an interesting matchup because he's going to be a righty going against a righty. Now, Perkins has a limited batters faced here, but he does have a pretty good ERA against righties with a 1.12 ERA. Not completely worried about it though, especially with the hits, runs, and RBIs line for him today. It's like a minus 155 or 1.5. Pretty good for us there. And you can see here that Gurriel has a 303 on-base average this year. Fastball is a 309, the slider is a 361, and the cutter is a 252. So mainly that fastball and the slider he has been pretty good against, which he's throwing by nearly 80% of the time. So I believe it's 79.8% of the time he's throwing either the fastball or the slider. So he's been pretty good against those top two pitches. So just like Perdomo here, I think Gurriel's in a great spot to go over his fantasy score at 6.5. I think both these guys are in pretty good spots. We just need the Diamondbacks to score some runs. Hopefully these guys just, are in a good spot, If Geraldo comes up and hits a double, and then Gurriel comes up and hits a home run, both those guys cover their line just like that with one swing at the bat. That's kind of the goal of correlation. That's just one of many ways that these guys could go over together. Or what happened, I think, yesterday, or if not the game before, there was a double steal situation where both these guys ended up stealing at the same time. They both stole bases, +5 to each of their fantasy scores. It's just crazy things like that happen with correlation. I love it so much on PrizePicks, which is why I'm giving you guys this as a free play today. Before we get to the next play, if you're not yet on DK Pick 6, it is a newer app from DK. It's able in most states, 18 years and older. So if you want to sign up, use my promo code DOMG. Link will be available in my description. But it's a pretty cool app. They have a lot of different categories on the board, especially for MLB, of course. And they also have some boosts pretty often as well. They only have the one today, at least so far, but usually they do have a lot of different promos going on this app. Right now, they have Alex Bregman boosted over his home run today. He's playing his old team here again in the Houston Astros. But overall, it's a pretty cool app, like I said. I mean, there's a lot of cool categories like 5+ strikeouts thrown and like 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs. But they have that for like every player. So like Ohtani on most apps is not going to be available at 2 hits, runs, and RBIs. It's going to be available at 3, while they might be at 2 on DK Pick 6, for example. So it's a cool app. I recommend checking it out for yourself. They, of course, have a ton of different sports here, including NFL season long picks as well. So go ahead and check it out for yourself in my description. And if you sign up, use that promo code DOMG because it helps me out and helps you out get some bonuses. All right, now getting to my third play here. This time, we're going to head over to the fantasy score category yet again, that being Shea Langoliers, over 6.5 fantasy score, also known as Shea Bangoliers. Had a home run yesterday. He might have had one in 2 straight. Did he hit one? No, actually, he didn't have a home run yesterday. I thought he had a home run yesterday for some reason. He still had 10 fantasy score. He still went crazy, but he had a home run the game before. But anyways, he's been over in 42% of the games this year, and I like the A's offense a lot this year. While we're taking all 3 guys from the same game here. So I'm going to mark Shea Langoliers, just take a look at how he has been in wins this year. That's just because I'm trying to get a kind of a gauge on, games where the Athletics have actually scored a lot of runs, which I'm also expecting today. I like this game a lot here for a lot of runs. I think this game is going to be great here with the wind blowing out and the minor league stadium being a factor as well for both these offenses. But in wins this year, he's been over 59% of games. At home this year, 33%, but I've already been over this with Shea Langoliers. I've taken him in the last 2 games here. I feel like I took him in the YouTube video one of these days, if not this game right here where he had a home run, but I really do not believe it is a cause for concern. But now he gets to face a lefty in Eduardo Rodriguez, and he has been killing lefties this year. 59 plate appearances, which is a very small sample size, but he still has a 407 batting average against them, and he also has a 400 batting average against Rodriguez. I think there's some home run upside for Langoliers tonight. I really do. He has 2 hits and a home run in those 5 plate appearances against Rodriguez, which is a very, very good sign. We love to see that. He has a 349 on-base average, faces mainly the fastball, the changeup, and a little bit of the cutter. Fastball's a 334 on-base average, still pretty good. Changeup is a 463. We love that. And the cutter is a 383. So he really is crushing all 3 of these pitches. So while it may be a little bit less than his average, the fastball here, it's still a very good on-base average. And you also still have the changeup and the cutter in the mix, which he still crushes. So great against lefties, great against the pitch mix. Langoliers is in a great spot tonight, in my opinion. I think 6.5 fantasy score is a kind of a steep line, but overall I still think it's a very good spot for him here. He's also been batting in the 4 spot as of late. That is, again, what they are projecting for him today, even against a lefty. So I think Langeliers is in a good spot to cover his line today, which is why I like all 3 of these guys on the over. If all 3 of these plays are correct, it pays out 5.5x over on PrizePicks. If you, for some reason, have another play that you like, maybe you like, for example, Trevor Story today, it actually pays out 5.75x. It's just a 5.5x since I'm taking 3 guys all from the same game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like if you have not already. And again, check out the DubClub, so you get more of my MLB stacks. So you can get entries that look like this here, 25 to 712, for example, right there. One from not too long ago, too, was this one right here, 50 to 1875. So we're looking to have another one of those entries tonight. We cashed out for 3K just 2 days ago, looking to do the same again tonight. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one. Best of luck. If you want to make over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, watch this video on your screen right here.